What's up, everybody? Brian here with another episode of Fishing Control. We are back out here on Tybee today to do an unexpected challenge. I wasn't able to get any bait. Long story short, I wasn't able to get any fresh bait today. I didn't bring a cast net, didn't bring a minnow trap. My normal bait spot has changed its hours in the middle of peak season. So I may have to figure out something else for getting fresh shrimp that I actually like. But today we are going to challenge ourselves, no matter, right? So fishing's been pretty good, although last night it did rain and we've had some slightly flood high tides, so it may make some things a little more difficult right now. But we are going to attempt to catch cut bait with Fishbites. We're going to put out some Fishbites. I've got 3 rods rigged up here. The first one is a single drop pompano style with an orange and yellow float and a 4-ounce Hatteras storm sinker, 20-pound mono or fluoro, 20-pound fluoro leader there, swivel at the top, snap swivel at the bottom as always when possible. It's not always, it's usually. This one's a pretty big double drop. All of these rigs are actually being reused. They all managed to come out of my bag without any knots and don't have any chafes or anything on the line, so they're being reused. This is a double drop that I used in a previous video. Pink float up high, yellow and orange down low. The yellow and orange has done pretty good, but pink does well too. In this murky water, I think those floats are going to help the bait be seen. I also have a single drop back here with a wizard bead on it. We'll get more into those wizard beads and wizard floats and wizard rigs this season. So I don't have any fresh bait. All I've got is Fishbites, but Fishbites is awesome. One of the first trips I did to Gulf Shores, all I even took was Fishbites, and I was the only person catching fish. So I've got some easy ghost shrimp, I've got some easy blue crab, and a little bit of the easy flea. We are definitely using the easy flea. That has been like the hot ticket around here recently. I think we're starting to get some sand flea colonies here. I'm gonna actually buy a sand flea rig and try it. We've had so few sand fleas here. Even like the biologists that I've talked to from the universities in the area, they've been interested in having me look for sand fleas because they don't find many sand flea colonies, and they want me to talk about them when I find them on the show so they can come look for them and do their science stuff. So anyway, we're gonna chop some of these up and get to fishing. Okay, since we're so low on the sand flea, this is gonna sound backwards because I know it's gonna catch. This is probably the one that's gonna catch, but this is what we got of it. We're gonna make just some little triangles of it here. Actually, since it's the only bait going on, we're gonna make it a little wider, but yeah. And that's gonna go on this single drop orange and yellow float, so it's nice and visible out there. I'm gonna try and hook it through like the very middle with the orange side out, like that. Yeah, that seems good on that one. On this other one here, let's do double ghost shrimp. Still got plenty of that ghost shrimp left. Now this ghost shrimp is white, but I'm putting it on some pretty bright floats there. And then I think on this last one, we're gonna put some blue crab. And I think I'm actually gonna put, oh, you know what? That blue crab's kind of stiff. Might skip that and try and get some fresh blue crab. We might put ghost shrimp on this one too. And I might stack a couple of pieces together there. I'll show you what I mean. We're gonna get this side's not even cut. We're gonna cut a few little squares off. I'm gonna do, I think, 3 there. And we're just gonna load this hook up. Try and hook them kind of off center towards one edge so it doesn't fill the shank of the hook up, the bend, whatever of the hook up. There we go. And there we go. Okay. So the first single drop with the orange and yellow, that's on this 8-foot rod with a Pin Fierce 3 5,000 size on an 8-foot Daiwa FT surf rod. So that one's gonna go medium far, just beyond the breakers there. Morning. Hi.
What do you catch?
Usually a bunch of whiting, sometimes bluefish, redfish, all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. I might put some extra ghost shrimp on this one too. That seemed like a good idea. Since I don't have any other bait on it, I might put a couple extra pieces on here as well. Just to put a bunch of scent in the water. Seems like more surface area will be more scent in the water. That's one of the best things about fresh shrimp as bait, is that it puts a ton of scent in the water. It's got a lot of oil to it, so it really works well for attracting fish in, and basically everything eats it. So that scent being in the water is one of the reasons I have such a hard time bailing on a spot sometimes. It's like once you've fished it for like an hour with a bunch of scent in the water, you don't want to bail on that scent trail. Or at least I don't. All right, we're gonna go down to the water's edge with this one. Lock the drag down real good. And then we're gonna launch this guy real good. Not bad, not bad. And third rod, probably gonna get jostled a good bit. I can also see my currents going right to left. So we're gonna go ahead and start over to the right a little with this guy, with the cast. And now we're fishing. Might set up my big rod here as well. to try and get a bait out past what I believe will be the murkiest water, right in close. But for the moment, we're fishing. Got a pretty real tug on noodle rod here. Might have been a crab. I'm gonna give it a second, see if I feel another sharp tug. Fair bit of weeds out here. I think that was to be expected with all the rain that went on. Let's see if we see any actual bite marks on this here. Fair bit of debris. I don't see any claw marks. That's a big thing. So I don't think it was being crabbed. There's no little like pinch marks on the bottoms or anything, which is usually your prime indicator that you're getting crabbed. So, again, we're going to start to the right a bit. We're going to see if we can send this a little farther. I know it's only a 3-ounce weight, and it's not a Hatteras style or a Sputnik style, so it's going to get jostled. We could maybe, I do have a 4-ounce Sputnik in there. I've never thrown that heavy of a weight on this rod. I don't know how she'll handle it, but that might get it to sit a little better. That was a real hit over here. That was a real hit over here. On as soon as we moved. Fish on as soon as we moved. What do we got? This is on Just Fishbites. Please tell me I still got him. Oh my gosh, we fought so hard for a fish today to finally get a real bite. Oh goodness, yeah, we got him. What do we have? Nice whiting, going in the box. Yeah. going in the box, buddy. Hell yeah. That is my first whiting of the day. And we have been at it for, I think, 3 hours. Like 2.5 hours. That was on a combination of ghost shrimp and sand flea fish bites. We're gonna get that back out there. That was a pretty good flick. As I imagine, they are out past the dirty water. Another pretty good flick. Get this one in the holder, and we'll get rod 2 out. So this is the double drop, going out as far as I can get it. Not bad. Alright guys, we're getting pretty close to the end of my session here. So I've taken another little cut of the whiting, put it on this rod on the end. We're going to send it out too. We're actually going to put a little bit of whiting on all 3 of the big rods. Basically all the rods except Noodle. I sacrificed that whiting, so we're going to try and make the best of it. Anything I don't use now, I'll just put in the freezer when I get to the house, and we'll use it as cut bait next time I come out, or as minnow trap bait. None of it's going to go to waste, that's for sure. It's just not going to be food for me. Hopefully it's going to produce more food for me. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Fishing Control. Not incredibly exciting, but the whole point was to show that you can put something together even if you don't have fresh bait. You can't fly with shrimp. At least I don't think you can. It definitely doesn't last well in your suitcase or your luggage or whatever. I don't think people will appreciate you bringing it as a carry-on. But you can travel with Fishbites. You can order those in advance. You can get them way in advance, and they'll be probably the best version of Fishbites that you get, because they'll be fresh and supple and nice and soft and everything. I do still have a couple of rods out, so we're checking them as I talk to you guys here. But yeah, get you some Fishbites. Get a couple flavors. I like the sand flea, the shrimp. Those have been my most consistent. The clam and the crab have also been pretty good. Try a couple of different ones depending on where you go. If you come to Tybee, sand flea and pink shrimp are definitely going to be your best moves. But you can use those to get started, put them on some small dropper rigs or whatever, tie up some rigs, or even buy some rigs if you need to. You can order those in advance too. There'll be links to both Fishbites and Salty's pompano rigs. He makes pompano rigs, whiting rigs. I might even be cool enough to put Frisky Finn's link down in there if he'll behave himself. And, you know, order you some rigs. Be prepared in advance. And enjoy yourself on the beach. Catch some small fish, cut them up, use them as more bait. You can catch everything out here if you start with some small stuff. Like get some shrimp. There are places to get good shrimp around here, but Fishbites will for sure get you going. So, as always, thanks for watching Fishing Control, and we'll see you on the next trip.